Vietnam Veterans, Stories from the Frontline. Title: Vietnam Veterans, Stories from the Frontline. Vietnam veterans, brave men and women who served their country during this era, experienced intense combat, witnessed the horrors of war, and faced difficult challenges upon their return home. This article aims to shed light on the stories of these remarkable individuals, providing insight into their experiences, sacrifices, and the lessons learned from their time in Vietnam. Section 1: The Vietnam War and its impact on veterans, approximately 400 words. The Vietnam War was one of the most consequential conflicts of the 20th century. Its impact on the soldiers who fought was profound and enduring. Many Vietnam veterans were drafted into service, while others volunteered willingly. Regardless of their reasons for joining, these individuals were thrust into a hostile environment that tested their physical and mental strength. Combat experiences varied greatly, ranging from intense firefights and guerrilla warfare to jungle patrols and ambushes. The harsh conditions, the constant threat of death or injury, and the struggle to adapt to an unfamiliar environment took an immense toll on these brave soldiers. Many Vietnam veterans witnessed the loss of their comrades, leaving indelible scars and lasting emotional trauma. Section 2: The Stories of Vietnam Veterans, approximately 600 words. The stories of Vietnam veterans are as diverse as the individuals themselves. Each veteran had a unique experience, shaped by their role in the war, the length of their service, and their personal background. These stories offer a glimpse into the realities faced by those who served on the front line. A. John's story. John, a former infantryman, vividly recalls the chaos and uncertainty of the war. He shares how he struggled to navigate the dense jungles while evading enemy fire. The camaraderie amongst fellow soldiers helped him endure the hardships, but John also witnessed the tragic loss of many close friends. After the war, John returned home burdened by survivor's guilt and struggled to readjust to civilian life. B. Mary's story. Mary served as a nurse during the Vietnam War. She recounts the overwhelming influx of wounded soldiers she treated on a daily basis. Mary highlights the emotional toll of witnessing suffering and death, as well as the resilience displayed by the wounded soldiers she cared for. Her experiences as a nurse in Vietnam profoundly shaped her life, leading her to pursue a career in healthcare after the war. C. Robert's story. Robert, an Army veteran, provides insight into the challenges faced by African American soldiers during the war. He discusses racial tensions within the military and the hardships endured by soldiers like himself, fighting for a nation that still had not achieved full racial equality. Robert's story sheds light on the unique and often overlooked experiences of minority soldiers in Vietnam. Section 3: The Legacy and Lessons Learned, approximately 400 words. The Vietnam War left an enduring legacy, not only for the global political landscape but also for the veterans who served. One of the major lessons learned from this conflict was the importance of supporting and caring for returning veterans. Unlike previous wars, Vietnam veterans were often met with hostility and indifference upon their return, rather than the gratitude and respect they deserved. It took many years for society to recognize and appreciate the sacrifices made by these brave men and women. The experiences of Vietnam veterans spurred advancements in post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, research and improved treatment for veterans. Section 4: Honoring Vietnam Veterans and Appreciating Their Service, approximately 400 words. It is crucial to acknowledge and honor the service of Vietnam veterans. These brave men and women were thrust into a complex and challenging war, often with little support or understanding from their communities back home. Recognizing their sacrifices and showing gratitude for their service is an important step in healing the wounds of the past. One way to honor Vietnam veterans is through commemorative events and ceremonies. These gatherings provide an opportunity for veterans to come together, share their stories, and support one another. By attending these events and actively listening to their experiences, we can show our appreciation and learn from their wisdom. Another way to honor Vietnam veterans is by actively supporting organizations that provide resources and services to veterans. There are numerous nonprofit organizations dedicated to assisting Vietnam veterans in their transition back to civilian life, providing healthcare, mental health support, education, and job training. By donating time, money, or resources to these organizations, we can contribute to the well-being of these individuals who have sacrificed so much. Researching and educating oneself about the Vietnam War and its impact on veterans is also a meaningful way to show appreciation. By understanding the historical context, the challenges faced by veterans, and the lessons learned from this conflict, we can develop a deeper empathy and awareness of their experiences. This knowledge can then be shared with others, promoting a broader understanding and respect for those who served. Lastly, it is important to remember that the sacrifices made by Vietnam veterans are not limited to the past. Many veterans continue to face physical, mental, and emotional challenges long after the war has ended. Providing ongoing support, compassion, and resources to Vietnam veterans is essential in ensuring their well-being and acknowledging the lasting impact of their service. Section 5. The Impact of Vietnam Veterans Today, approximately 400 words. The impact of Vietnam veterans continues to resonate in our society today. These veterans faced numerous challenges during and after the war, and their experiences have shaped their lives and the lives of those around them. Understanding and recognizing this impact is crucial to effectively supporting and honoring Vietnam veterans. One significant impact is the prevalence of post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, among Vietnam veterans. The traumatic experiences they endured during the war have resulted in long-lasting psychological and emotional effects. PTSD can manifest in various ways, such as flashbacks, nightmares, anxiety, and depression. It is essential to provide adequate mental health support and resources to address the unique needs of Vietnam veterans and help them navigate the challenges of daily life.